Okay, now let's see what we do here. So we moved up in the power rankings, but right now the Denver Broncos still have a better power ranking than we do. We're 22nd. I think they're 25th, something like that. What's up, guys? I see. Well, now I do see Facebook piling in. So good. I are glad. Josh Russell and Lucky Pace. I was starting to think I wasn't on Facebook. So good to have you here. Oh, good. Everybody's getting in now. Stephen Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. During this program, oh, yeah, okay. That's Bob Stannard. What's up, Bob? Corinna Trujillo. Hi, Corinna. Joe McMillan. What's up, Joe? Chris Strong in the house. Bear! He put the exclamation point, so he won the first bear. Rick Samarano. My birthday was awesome, brother. I made out like a bandit. The girls really took care of me. So, but there's so much stuff I already have. You know what I mean? I'm not, I hate to admit I'm like my dad in that way, but I'm like my dad in that way. He never really liked spending too much money on himself. He would do it with certain things, but almost never. Oh, you guys need to read my shirt real quick. I know. Funny stuff. Tim Heckhock. Why does that look so weird to me? It's like some of your guys' letters are blurred. And no, I don't need glasses before anyone starts making jokes. Tim Heckhock, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Okay, let's see. James Cunningham, how you doing, man? Welcome. Tony Make It Dip. I see Tony Carpenter in the house. Hi, Tony. Dwayne A. Turner. What's up, Dwayne? Okay, so let's get to it. So the injury report is a pretty good sign. I saw their injury report for this week. We're into one more day. They'll have a Friday practice, but on there is the knee from Max Crosby. He had limited practice Wednesday and Thursday, but he's going to go. Divine Diablo, though, did not participate on Wednesday and then light participation for Thursday. So if he can get a full practice on Friday, they'll probably put him on the floor in the field. Nate Hobbs has a bad ankle, but he made it to limited practice yesterday and today. Let's see. Austin Hooper, again, same thing. It's his calf, but he made limited practice both days. Right now, Jakob Johnson, our blocking fullback, he is in concussion protocol, so he won't be able to play. Luke Masterson was in the concussion, but his was deemed, I don't know how they do that, but they just decided his was a light concussion. And so he got full practice this week. He's got full practice. So he might go ahead and make it back. Okay, Colton Miller, obviously our tackle, bad shoulder. He's probably out, and that's bad. Marcus Peters did not practice, but then had limited practice today. Robert Spillane, he has a bad hand, but he has full practice. That's my linebacker right there. He can play. Greg Van Roden, our guard, he had limited practice both days. That's more just giving a veteran rest. He's going to go. And then our backup quarterback, Brian Hoyer, didn't practice Wednesday, but got a limited practice today. So moving forward, now I get to read you the part that's really interesting. Billy Turner did not practice, and he will not play. Chaz Surratt did not practice and will not play. These are two of their best players. A linebacker in Chaz Surratt, and Billy Turner is one of their tackles. So that really hurts. Mekhi Becton, another tackle, but he got a limited practice in and a full practice, so he'll be there. And then the other offensive line was Dwayne Brown. He has a hip injury. He got full practice in both days. He'll probably play, but will he be 100%? I doubt that. And so we'll have to see about that. Let's see. And then Jeremy Ruckert, tight end for the Jets. He limited practice today. All right. That is it for the injury report. Oh, okay. So moving forward, Denton Rhodes, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Travis Kelly, Rick Samarano. The Jets have a decent defense, but they struggle on the offensive line. Yeah, the Jets do have a defense, but the reason why they're still losing games is because their offense can't stay on the field long enough for, them to get refreshed, so to speak, and then come out on the field and still dominate. And you got to be able to do that. John LaJoy, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. JETS, mess. Travis Kelly. Okay, again, now I want to look into free agency for a second, because we all know the free agent deadline has come and gone. Okay, but there are still that really only mainly affects trading with teams. You can't make trades with other teams, but you can look in free agency and offer a guy a deal. Now, speaking of which, still only 30 years old is La'el Collins, a tackle. Now, he played for the Cincinnati Bengals. I would look at that guy. I would look at that guy. Okay, and then another one was Jarvis Landry. He was the New Orleans Saints. I can't talk tonight. New Orleans Saints wide receiver, and he's still just 30. Let's see. And then two other receivers are on here, 26-year-old Marquez Callaway and 29-year-old Kenny Galladay. I would take at least one of those guys, because there's a good chance now we might be talking about playoffs. Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs? Yes, I am talking about playoffs. Oh, let's see. Ramiro Castro. Shout out to all the veterans tomorrow, right? We're ready to go. Okay, this Jets defense is tough. We will see. Bill Cox, they are tough. It's going to be a low-scoring game, but I feel like we're going to be able to keep them on the field. And part of the reason why I was arguing about this with one of my friends, he kept saying, oh, the defense is this, the defense is that. I'm like, I know they are, but we have a passing attack that can loosen that up now. And then when you run Josh Jacobs through there, instead of getting 2 or 3 yards, he's getting 5 or 9 yards. You know what I mean? Hey, Bear, I'm happy with what we did. Yeah, Tony, I guarantee that I feel the same way. Guy Hodge, what's up, brother? Too long. Bear and Chicago Bears. A Bear night. Hey, Bear, I'm happy. Yeah, yes, you are. I see that. Charles Washington, how are you doing? I'm doing real good, Charles. I'm feeling a lot better. Chito Aquinaga Gonzalez. Number 4 can go off with DA simply because he can get off on young cornerbacks. Okay. Raiders O-line should eat against the Jets, just like last week. I would agree, because we do have a size advantage. That's just a fact. Carlos Magana, what's up? Okay, Richard. Let's see. Rick Samarano, Raiders O-line. Yep. I agree. We should dominate. Sorry, I actually read that twice. George Zaragoza, glad he has a special word that means Raiders and and the idiots. That glad the Raider idiot era is out the door. Put in butts in them. Way to go, Dad. Love that profile picture. Yeah, honestly, the regime that they were trying to put in place. I mean, I just don't know how they couldn't feel that it wouldn't work. You know what I mean? It's just not going to work. And by the way, if you go on Bleacher Report, there's an article on there about how our general manager, Dave Ziegler, was trying to separate himself from Josh. That whole diehard loyalty they had to each other, that was all BS. And I really thought it was like a package deal. But reports are telling me that Dave Ziegler went directly to Mark Davis and tried to save his job. And Mark just said no. You know what I mean? Because he was saying basically he was throwing Josh under the bus. And I don't blame him. Thomery, Bolo Winslow, Juice Landry should still have some tread on the tires. I would agree with that. Carlos Magana, playoffs, hopefully. We don't have a reason not to think that now. We're a complete wild card. And not only are we a wild card, we're playing with house money, because everyone expects us not to do well. Everyone expects us to struggle and eventually lose. And that the first game we just won against the Giants was because it's the Giants. So just let them keep thinking that. I'll keep coming on and doing our show with wins that we can talk all about, like this one, because Antonio Pierce can't get enough credit. He can't. You can't give Antonio Pierce enough credit. And to be quite honest with you, although there's an argument out there that Antonio's not going to get to keep the job, there's an etiquette. to it. You're supposed to look for a guy who has credentials, and he doesn't have credentials. Now he has player credentials, and he has some assistant coach credentials, but he's never been a head coach at any level, not even like Pee Wee football. So, that's their excuse, and they're setting it out there for that reason. Because now if they don't let him go, they can say, hey, don't you remember I told you, 2 months ago that we weren't going to take him? You know what I mean? So I just hope they don't do him like that, because he's a big part of why we're back in this. Gary Dorn, Travis Kelly. Yep. We didn't know how bad that it would turn out like this. Yeah. Yeah. Charles Washington, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Okay. Oh, I love that profile pic. Solid test for Mr. O'Connell. I think he passes if the O-line holds the own. Well, honestly, Charles, it could be what you just said periodically. In other words, their defense will make a play, then our offense will make a play. Then we run it, maybe we throw a little bubble screen, and then their defense will make a play. So it's still going to be a back and forth sort of physical chess match. The only difference is I feel like the Jets they're trying to hide their lack of confidence in that kid. I know they don't like their quarterback. I know they don't. I know they don't like their quarterback. They just don't. That's the whole reason why they went after Aaron Rodgers, because the kid can't play. You know what I mean? He reads slow and so on and so forth. So none of that. Pronounce it without the U. Okay. Aganaga. Cheeto Aganaga. Because the Aganaga. Yeah. Okay. I hope I got that close. Easy does it. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. So I don't know if you remember, I was doing that real quick, but the offensive tackles for our opponent, there's 3 that had to go into practice and see the nurse and all that stuff. And one of them got full practice, so he's going to be out there. But there's 2 others that they won't have available. Raiders should have never promoted Josh McDaniels as head coach in the first place. Well, Hector, most of us felt that way right when we heard about the job. You know what I mean? It's just now it's being proved. What we really need to focus on, though, is that Mark Davis pulled the trigger. We have to give him credit. And I'm the first person to trash Mark Davis. I mean, I get right at the head of the line. Okay. Him and the nose whiskey. But yeah, I said nose whiskey. You know what I mean. He has problems. But anyway, he deserves credit for recognizing that it's not working. And you don't have to wait till the end of the season to do it. And you can still do your job search for the next head coach in the meantime. So let's just hope that works out for us. Travis Kelly, Bear, do you think Josh Jacobs can get going downhill in the week, or is AOC going to have to work through the air? No, Travis Kelly, if you look back, the running game was already established. We had ran right, we ran left, we were starting to push their defensive line. And then it was like the 3rd or 4th play, he gave them the whole play action. Went, and then don't forget that deep pass. It was like 40 plus yards to Andre Carter. And it was right on the money. Okay, so our opponent is seeing that in their film study. So they have to prepare for that. The fact that they now have to prepare for the deep ball helps everyone else on the team, including Josh. Great question, by the way. Okay, Thomary Bolo Winslow. Now that Voldemort is gone, his name shall not be said that he's gone. I'm pissed that we got rid of Alec Ingle. Yeah, that's a loss. You know what I mean? Thank God he didn't also end up trading 3rd and Renfro. You know what I mean? We just got lucky there. But as far as Alec, that sucks. Voldemort. That was funny stuff. Tony, make it dip. I think we're going to surprise the NFL. Tony, I'm right on board. I'm right on board. I told all of you, I predicted that AOC was going to get the starting lineup. I figured it was going to be Jimmy getting hurt or something like that. And I said it would be in the 7th, 8th week. Where are we? I'm a gambler. You guys wonder where I get all this money. I'm a gambler. Okay, let's see. I hope Antonio Pierce becomes a permanent head coach. We want that, but whether Mark's going to pull the trigger on that, I don't know. Because Mark is, for the first time that I can remember, not just making a decision on his own. He's basing it on staff and old Raider players to come on and say, hey, what do you think of this kid? What do you think of this kid? You know what I mean? The Raiders are a dark horse now for the playoffs. John LaJoy, if we get to the playoffs, we will be playing on house money because our own team and our own players will say to themselves, with this record, we shouldn't have got there. And look, we did it. We're here now. And now instead of being satisfied with just getting here, let's go in there and tear people's heads off. Direct quote from Max Crosby. No. I know his mom's like, I can't tell that lie. We haven't had a real leader in 35 plus years. Charles Washington, I don't know if it's been quite that long, but I kind of agree with you. Are you watching the trash game tonight? Yeah. Why did we sign that tight end? I think they're concerned about injuries to players. We're a little bit thin at tight end. If I'm not mistaken, our third string guy had an injury that just got in practice. So you're down to just 2 tight ends. And normally you run 2 tight ends on certain sets. So if one of them gets hurt, you're really screwed. So this is more of an insurance policy for that. Angel Valdez, give him a chance. We had been horrible for a while. Yeah. I wanted Sweat. Yeah. The way he went to in free agency. Well, I forget who it was. The Niners, I think it was. That sucked. Commander Bell says, hello, Bear. Hello back, brother. Howdy, Bear. I appreciate that, Don. Now, let's see. Rod Stiffington. Coke Nose McDaniels doesn't sound so crazy after all. Not saying he's not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you can see the zombie responses and sniffles during his press conferences. Yeah, something's going on there. If we don't give him the permanent spot, we need to go and get Bisaccia. Complete guys, please let go of the Bisaccia thing. Just stop. You hear me laughing because it is funny, you know what I mean? But we have got to stop talking about Rich Bisaccia. Jesus, he's never been a HUD coach. He doesn't know how to make in-game adjustments. He's not a personnel guy. He doesn't know how to bring in free agents. He doesn't have the pedigree to go out with just stop. To go out with a free agent or, your general manager and go out and find talent. This is not him, okay? He's been a lifelong assistant. And when I say lifelong, I mean like down the roster. He wasn't even like the head assistant. He was like the assistant to the head assistant, who's the head assistant. He was that far down there. And let's all make him coach. Screw that. Hector Hernandez, Antonio Pierce is the leader of this team now. I mean, look at the locker room and how they all like him. That's a good point, Hector, but that doesn't mean you get the job because there's a lot of guys that could have walked in there and got the Raiders all fired up into a game like that. I'm not saying you're wrong though. I want you to be right because I like him a lot. Ramiro Castro Cashflow as a coach at Long Beach Poly. Wow, 2014 to 217. Okay. Let me see. Montez. Dwayne Turner. Hey, Bear. What quarterback do you think we will go for in the draft or trade for? That's a tough call because we don't know who our head coach is going to be. For example, if it's Antonio Pierce, he's going to pick somewhere in the mid rounds if he likes what he has at Aiden O'Connell. And I'm looking right into the camera, Dwayne, and I'm telling you, Aiden O'Connell is the truth. He really is. This is not hype. Anyone that watches my show knows I've scouted and talked about him since before this last draft. I said, if we get him, we're getting the most likely dark horse that's going to become a pro and shine around all the other free agents. Now, it was also coaches and scouting report agents working for those general managers who were going out there, and the scouts, multiple scouts, were saying, yeah, this guy's good and this guy's good and this guy's good. But you know how it's our job to try to point at a guy and say that guy's going to be a great NFL player. Because we all know sometimes you're a really, really high level college player, and then you go to the pros and you're out. They can't cut it. Okay. They're basically saying that Aiden O'Connell was the one quarterback that gave all the other scouts the feeling of that guy is going to make the NFL. It doesn't matter what he did in college. He's going to be a quarterback. in the NFL, and he's going to sling the rock. Okay, I want that guy, and I want him specifically because of what they said about him. I mean, they made it very clear he is the guy most likely to succeed in the NFL. I'm super excited that we got him. Dwayne, I hope that answered your question. Randy L. Ransaw, hey, Bear, AP was head coach for Long Beach Poly High School. Okay, well, see, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know that. Okay, but regardless, that's high school. You know what I mean? It's still, my point is still, you know what I mean? I don't love it. Now, that was when we were talking about, though, Rich Bisaccia, not Antonio Pierce. In Antonio Pierce's situation, I wasn't trying to say he's never coached at any level. I'm not really sure, but I'd like us to look at other people. I just don't. You can settle and say, okay, I'm going to take Antonio Pierce, which I would think would be fine, but you can't not look at other people. You have to look. Lucky Pace, the Propellers are in the same boat as us. Going to come down to whose offense figures out how to score first. That's a good point. But honestly, Lucky, wouldn't you say the Jets can't figure it out the whole game? Because their quarterback is a wild card, not in a good way. I mean, he's a wild card in the fact that he gets big play, then he gets sacked, and then he gets a couple big plays, and then he gets an interception, and then he throws you a couple of big plays, and he gets whacked, and he has to come out for a few plays. That's what they have at quarterback right now. That's their Brian Hoyer, just younger. You know what I mean? They stink. So we should get another win. I'm trying to put a little pressure on the Raiders. They should get a win here. I would accept no explanation for them not winning this game. Tony, I love him too, to be honest with you. Our defense should eat like it's a big steak dinner. Thank you, Charles. That's a good one. Cheeto, use the rookies and let them have fun to win games. You know, Cheeto, and sorry for butchering your name earlier on. I would say that you do that with everyone. I don't care what the position is. You should cycle in a few of the kids and let's see what they can do. You know what I mean? You never know. I mean, what if they can play and they gel? What then? You know what I mean? I don't know. And Marcus Peters, again, almost had another interception the other game. That was incredible. Marco, Polo, Marcus, Bear, Michelle, Manichi. I love that name. Hello, Raider Bear. Just wanted to pop in and really quick to say hi. Raiders, loving the new moves going on in Vegas. Yeah, everything looks really nice right now. And I told you all, I'm not trying to just keep patting myself on the back, but I told all of you that you were going to fall in love with Robert Spillane. And not enough was made about the fact that we got him from the Steelers. And when I went on the fan page for the Steelers, all of them were pissed, saying, come on, he's up and coming, and he's so good, and he's fast, he can move side to side, he's smart. Yeah, we know. The Raiders know. Carlos, what do you think the score will be between the Raiders and the Jets, bro? Oh, wow. Honestly, I'm thinking it's tough. It's hard. I know it will score. I'll give you our score as far as the Raiders, but as far as the Jets, it's a wild card, man, because you just don't know how that quarterback's going to play. One weekend he comes in, he plays all right, you know, and then the next weekend he looks like a terrible, terrible prospect that they're trying to look at. So as far as points for the Jets, I would say it's going to be pretty low. 13, maybe 14 points if they get 2 touchdowns. If it's a touchdown and a couple field goals is what I'm thinking it will be. And even the touchdown will probably not be on offense. I'm sorry. Even the touchdown will be on offense, but it'll be a running back or a wide receiver that gets a little 2-yard pass and then is able to wiggle his way in. In other words, it won't be because Zach throws a perfect spiral into the end zone. I don't see that. And if he tries to, it's going to get intercepted. I'd almost bet on it. Nathan Matthews, is AOC the answer at quarterback long-term? And is Tay going to be happy without high volume until it develops more? Great question, Nathan Matthews. Appreciate you. First and foremost, I do see him as the long-term answer at quarterback. I really do. He shows poise. He's more accurate than almost everyone in the last draft. Look it up. He was like, his Pro Football Focus number had accuracy at 94.8. 90 anything is good, okay, but 94.8. So he was creeping up on 95% of the time, he completes his passes. Think about that. Dude is an arm-throwing machine. They're not going to see us coming either. You watch him and that little fireman's mustache of his. We're going to walk through the rest of this NFL. You watch. I'm predicting right now 7-2. Michelle Manici. Appreciate the love on the stars. Remember, stars go to supporting the show so we can keep coming on you and doing what we got to do. Mad Max getting defensive player of the year, I think, is in the bag. I don't see. I'm with you, Cheeto, but not only am I with you, I think it would be insulting if he doesn't get it this year. If he doesn't get it this year, it would be insulting. Now that's so far. We don't know what Aaron Donald, people like that are going to do. He's often been a defensive player of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Antonio Pierce was a decent head coach at Long Poly. He almost took them to the playoffs. Right on. Tony, make it dip. He's got Tom Brady and Mark's ears. Yeah, maybe. Jose Tariquez, according to reports, Tom Brady will have a say on who the next head coach should be. Well, that's kind of what I was getting at when I said Mark Davis has stopped just thinking I can make this decision. Everything would be fine. He can't. And I think he understands now that he can't do that. Whereas in the past, it was always on him. Now he'll include Tom Brady in some of that. Now, why am I not concerned about that? The reason I'm not concerned about it is because I don't think that Tom Brady is a bad football person. Okay, as far as his knowledge of football, his knowledge of the position, how to find coaches that you think are really good. I could see that being a skill of his that we could benefit from. But as far as acting like it would be bad if he helped us or something like that, no, I think he probably could help his own. Yeah, Charles, I would say the turnovers aren't going to be a big deal this time. Bryce Young is trash. All right. Ramon Gallegos, what's up, Bear? I like how Pat McAfee told Crosby on his show that McDumbass was trending. That was funny. Yes, he is, because all of the football world, even our fans of opposing teams are chiming in like, I can't believe he finally pulled the trigger, but he did. Cheeto, Raiders should have traded for Chase Young, helped Wilson out, and would have helped Mad Max 100%. Cheeto, not only are you right again, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was just a second-round pick and some cash that got Chase Young. In other words, yeah, we could have caught and Sweat. Him and Sweat came out there, and not really the Redskins / Commanders really didn't get much for them. You know what I mean? If you told me that you were only going to need to give him a second-round pick to get him, I'd have that second-round pick and a 4 in my hand just in case someone tries to outbid me and throw that in. Maybe a 3. But hey, we'll see. I made that rhyme right on time. Look, whoa. My mouse is just finicky today. Mark Davis needs to stick with the Raiders tradition and move up from within. Commander Bell, right on. Totally agree. Oh, the Bears. Was that Sweat that went to the Bears? I think, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Sweat's is in Chicago. Actually, there's more than one Sweat, too. If that sounds weird, there's another guy with the last name Sweat. I'm not saying we confuse it. I'm just saying there's another guy. Rick was a great grandpa coach. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, and the Niners got Chase Young. Well, then I'm pretty sure Chase Young has nothing left in the tank. That one was for you, John LaJoy. Okay, you mean Rich Gannon? Okay. Let me scroll by everyone telling me how wrong I am. This Bryce Young is a joke. How did he get drafted first? Yeah. Game knows game. O'Connell is being praised by everyone who watches him on tape. Charles Washington, not only that, they're talking about the fact that he came up to the line and he was commanding the line. I mean, usually you have your center call out the protections and who the mic may be if the quarterback needs help. But he was out there doing it himself with no armband on to tell him the plays. He's already assimilated the playbook to the extent that he doesn't even have to wear the wrist guard that tells you what play you're on. Beautiful. Love this kid. Said it since day one. This game is rookie on rookie. Wow. Yeah. Hector Hernandez, he was a good head for Long Beach. Poly, and he almost took, yeah. Okay, I read that one. The Jets defense is top notch, Lloyd Beal, but in great profile picture. Lloyd, I got to tell you, even though you're right, I never like a defense that has to face another offense going into the third and the fourth quarter when you're just stripping them down of their normal defensive capabilities because they're just tired. You know what I mean? And I could just see that happen to the Jets. And remember, we have the formula to do it. We have a tight end in Michael Mayer that is going to be able to catch balls over anyone. If you remember, I gave this stat not too long ago. Michael Mayer was number one, the best at combat catches when he was in college. What that means is combat. In other words, he goes up, an opponent goes up, and they try to knock the ball out of his hands or intercept it or try to grab it and pull it out, and he would win those catches. And the other opponent trying to stop him lost. More with him than any tight end in football. And plus, we have Austin Hooper. You know, there's some real depth there. We can hit bubble screens, and then as soon as they start thinking about it, hit Josh Jacobs right at the middle. Raiders do have a home field advantage that should say something. Yeah, that will say something. No Ruggs this year. With the 4th and goal bomb, still feel they left us in last year. Yeah. Charlie Washington, hard to earn a keep trust. If we keep winning, Mark will have to make AP head for the season is over. Book it. I would hope that he goes ahead and gives AP a contract just because you can tell the players are on board with him. And that was how it was with Rich Bisaccia, but Rich Bisaccia had even less experience. That's who I was talking about when I said he had no head coaching experience. Not Antonio Pierce. And if I said Antonio Pierce, I didn't intend to. Sean Paul-Doney, we will win. They coming in from the East for a night game in Vegas, right? All right, here we go. Bill Cox, I like Jalen Smith, the linebacker we signed. Yes. How are the teams allowed to go take guys off their practice squad on other teams and bring them to our practice squad, teach them? Okay, so when you have people on your practice squad, you can make offers to them and to their team to bring them over to you. Now, oftentimes it doesn't include the coach because those guys are often down the roster on the practice squad, and so they don't notice it. Just the GM makes the deal, and then the coach notices it after they go into practice the next time after the deal is done. So that's usually what you're doing. Sometimes it's just to create space till you let someone go to bring in someone that can hold the position better. Matt Marinovich, hola, Bear. What's up? You're in Arizona, so the clocks don't move through me off there. Sorry about that. They don't do daylight savings in out here in Arizona. Oscar De Leon, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Guy Williams is predicting 24-7. Okay, that's good. Let's see. I got to admit, I never gave you guys my speculation on what the score will be because I kept thinking it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be close. But I'm going to say this. I'm kind of on board with Guy Williams. I'm saying 28 as opposed to 24. I'm going to say 28. I think that we all saw that our offense got rolling in that game. And all that's going to do is gain more because you gave them a boost of confidence when you let them move the offense around, change up the playbook to include more of the running game, the tight ends and the wide receivers. Now you've earned their trust and they won and they scored and blew out a team. So now they're going to go into this with a lot of confidence. I don't care if the Jets are tough on defense or not. If you go in there with confidence and you make plays and you move the chains and then they stop you and it's 4th and 4, punt or go for the field goal and just save it for later because you know you're going to get them later because their defense is just going to get worked over. I'm going to say 28-13. Raiders win. Do you think AP will call out Peters on his tackling? He looks like he wants no part of physical contact. Jose, there's some truth to that. I know he reaches with his arms. He does not use his body and his shoulder to drive through guys. He tends to hug them. I've seen what you're talking about. Now, I can't exactly say what that is. He's been in the league for a long time. He knows how to tackle. But for some reason with the Raiders, he's become this reach, guy. And with bad body technique, he's standing straight up in his back. It's not good. But he is a cover corner, and he's got more interceptions since he came into the league than anyone else. He's number one, and he's already had 2 with us. One he completed, the other one he couldn't catch because it went out of bounds. But I wouldn't worry too much about that, though, because the other thing I know about him is he does support the run. So if he recognizes run quickly, he will come firing in there and lay the wood on people. It's just in coverage he does it for some reason. I'm glad you noticed that, because I noticed it too. When is the next supporter show? Bob, honestly, I'm going to try and get on back on that next week for sure. Okay, let me get going. Derek Carr likes skills without the battle scars. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Timothy Heckcock said, I hope so, Bear. I do too, but I'm confident. I won't lie. Rick Samarano. I've been saying the Raiders going use another 24 draft for a QB. Might not be first round, but you need competition plus a solid backup. Well, he has this, though, in his favor. All coaches want a rookie to reach their potential. Look at Max Crosby. The first year or 2 he was with us, we were underpaying him. You see what I'm saying? So now he comes up and says, hey, I need my new contract. We were like, yes, sir. And immediately gave him his new contract. Okay, well, it'll be the same thing with Aiden O'Connell if he has a winning season. So if he goes 7-2, maybe 6-3 the rest of the way, not only might we make the playoffs, okay, but then when the season's over, they don't have to pay him more money, even though now he's playing as a star, because you still got him on the rookie deal. So you get out another couple of years, you get to that 4th year, and then you kick it in for him. So the schedule Aiden O'Connell is on right now is this year and next year. And then at the end of next year, they're probably going to have to give him some sugar, because then they're going to, see a lack of confidence in him and blah, 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 blah. You don't want that. And although you do want quarterback competition, I think Aiden O'Connell looks like a starter, even more so than Brian Hoyer and Rich Gannon. And this guy's a puppy, and he's already outplayed them both badly. Head coach Pierce was the head coach at Cal Poly. Very good. Appreciate that. Raider Fawn, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Oh, there he is. It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No. Oh, my God. It's a pickle bear. You got to quit, kid. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Pickle. Really? Don't eat the whole jar. Thanks a lot. 3rd round pick for Chase Young. Yeah, I mean, that's all you had to pay. I mean, I know he's got some injury history, but, I would gamble that he might come out through that to the other side. Rod Stickington, how could Tom Brady be a bad investor when he has all that video spy footage? Oh, my audience got jokes tonight, Mama Bear. I do love my life. I do, Tony Make It Dip. My life's pretty cool. Timothy Heckcock, they should have went after Gregory too. Yeah, that's hard to argue with. What's up, Bear? Haven't seen your show in a while. Sean Scott, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. We got a steal with AOC. Yeah, most definitely. Great armband point, Bear. Thank you. I appreciate that. The Jets didn't look impressive last week. They haven't looked impressive at any of their games, because you're trying to work out with a quarterback. You're trying to work out the game with a quarterback that you're not going to keep. There's no way Wilson gets the job. There's no way in hell he gets the job. But will he get a job somewhere else? Absolutely. Probably 2 or 3. Even if the next team thinks he sucks, someone else will give him a chance, because he has mechanics. He can throw the ball hard, and he is accurate. But the Jets' offensive line gets him hit just so much. And then their offensive coordinator for the Jets, in my opinion, he is not curtailing the offense to fit the quarterback he has. He is expecting the quarterback to curtail himself to the system. Whereas we have asked AOC, hey, AOC, what do you want to do? And he said, I want this play, this play, this play, this play, this play, this. It started giving us a menu of what he knows, which was the whole playbook and all of the plays that he likes the most. And you saw them all on that first drive. The crossing route with the wide receiver, the deep throw to Andre Carter, the bubble screens he was throwing. He was inevitable, and he'll do the same against the Jets. I have no doubt. 559 Fresno in the house. What's up, Miguel Garcia? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. And John, the Leon. Do we give Pierce a chance, especially with Mark already paying these big names coaches that are not there? Yeah, when you consider that he's still paying John Gruden money, he's now going to still have to pay Josh McDaniels money, and now you want to bring in someone else to repel, no. He's probably not. I don't know what he's paying Antonio Pierce, but it can't be too much. It has to be reasonable. In my opinion, all the players wanted McDumbass out as head coach. They partied on that win versus the Giants on the field and off of it and in the locker room. Yeah, that was a bit, honestly. And Cheeto, I bet you already know this, but let me just take a second and say this. When you don't want your boss to be there anymore and you get him fired, what's the first thing all the employees do? They work better because they're happy. They think about the fact that they got their coach fired and they walk down the aisles with a little bit more strut in their step. Yeah, that's why we went right out there and gave this putt foot in our last opponent. And I think we'll do it again. And I don't care who it was. I don't care who it was. Okay. Scott Priest, what's up? Welcome to the show. Oh, great profile picture. What up, Bear? Long time, brother. Love and respect from Central Cali. I appreciate that, Scotty. One more time. And she's beautiful. Great hair. Bob Standard, I'm going to a bowling match in Reading this weekend. Nice. I used to really like bowling. I was pretty good. When they have the gutter things up, you say you can't throw it. So you can't throw in the gutter. Oh, man, I was like a champion. Okay, I'm upset I had no one to. Okay, all right, Ken. Sean Scott's thinking 35-14. Wow, that's aggressive. But honestly, I can't. I don't know. I want to get on board with you. I kind of like that. That was why I said 28. I'm going 28. 28-10, 28-13. It's going to be something like that. You're overestimating the Jets. There is no way the Jets are going to put 2 touchdowns up. There's no way. It's going to be a touchdown and a couple of field goals. Bear, Bad Max Crosby wins midseason defensive player of the year. He will be another Lawrence Taylor. Louis Holgren. Sorry, I got the hiccups now. Louis Holgren, welcome to the show. I'm not going toward LT. LT was like, LT was inevitable. Just, if you didn't want to get hit and you didn't want to get sacked, don't play against that guy because it's inevitable. You will get it. Bear, can we make the playoffs? I honestly, Matthew, I hope we go 7-2 the rest of the way. If we go 7-2 the rest of the way, we will. Like prime time, Peters is making a business decision and doesn't really tackle. Matt Marinovich, I kind of wanted to say that, but I do remember him going up against the run pretty aggressively. He will clip a guy's legs out from under him fast, like a torpedo. But when it's a receiver in the open, for some reason, it's like he sits in a chair and tries to reach a guy. It's just poor technique. But I'm just shocked that a guy that has this many interceptions in the life of his career has bad tackling technique. Come on. Okay, sorry. Hey, Jim Vanlin, glad you got home from work safe. Hi, Tommy. No, Tommy, this was my fault. I'm supposed to be in your guys' daylight savings time, and we don't have daylight savings time in Arizona, so I just sort of forgot about it. And so for you guys, I was coming on at 7, I think it was. And in reality, when I used to come on at 8, I think I'm supposed to be coming on at 9 to make it. Oh, wait a minute, no. 7 to make it balanced for all of you. Tony maketh the man. Thank you for the stars, brother. I really appreciate you. They make pickle milk, Bear. Okay, look. I hate pickles with a passion. So if anyone doesn't know why we're talking about pickles, it's because I literally hate them. I mean like so much that it's like literally Superman's kryptonite. I hate pickles. I think they're disgusting. I think it's a cucumber that rotted and they put in some brine until it turned into something else. And some idiot called it a pickle because it was pickled. No thanks. I'll pass. What team did Jim break down? What? Oh, wait. Sorry. What team did Jim breakdown and quarterback to? I'm not sure what you're saying. That one's above my head. Tom Brady has an NFL mind. Yeah. And more importantly, I think he can find someone that he knows can come on. For example, what if it was an assistant, a former offensive coordinator? If you bring an offensive coordinator, they could go shake hands with Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce saves face because it was an interim job. He looks like he came out from the basement to help us win a few games. And now you send him back to his normal job. Absolutely. And I would give him a little pay bump. If we go 7-2 and make the playoffs, you give him a little raise. You know what I mean? And that way even if he's not a head coach, he's still lingering as a potential head coach. And other teams can look at him as, hey, you know what? The Carolina Panthers need a good coach. Or, you know, the Commanders need a good coach. Well, they may call us and inquire about him. Miguel Garcia. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Well, sorry. Will we keep this GM? Is he any good? If you're talking about Dave Ziegler, the answer is no. The new guy we brought in, probably going to be here for a while. Ooh, wow, Miguel getting aggressive. I like that. I'm thinking defense is going to get a score. Yeah, Sean, yeah. That's a possibility. Okay, here we go. Al Davis laid the blueprint many moons ago. Mark needs to stop hiring people who want to change us. Yeah. Well said, Charles. Stephen Lee, you know, so glad, you know, Visor boy, you know, is, you know, gone, you know. And the other one he did was, yeah, Bear, I don't know if you have talked about the Jets game yet or not. I have no doubt the Raiders will win, but the Jets do have a great defense. And I think if we can score 24 to 30 points, it'll sure make a statement about our offense now that Mick Idiot is gone. Welcome, Jim. Welcome to the show, as always, there for Raider Bear. Mike Brown! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Stars go in supporting. Stars contributed to the show go directly to charities and helps Raider Bear family to connect with those charities and get everything rolling. So whenever you can donate, much obliged. And if you'd like to just do it automatically, subscribe right down there next to the blue thumbs up. There's a green patch. You just click on that and you're on your way. And it'll just monthly take $5. $5. That means for a year, I'm getting $60 from you. Think about it. Even if you paid me the $60 all up front. Stephen Shaw's got 35 to 6. Now, the reason I'm not going up to 35 isn't because I don't think we can score that. I just think that we'll play a little bit more conservative against a great defense. And so we'll run it, throw, run it, throw, run it, throw, run it. You know, it's going to be something like that. And with Josh Jacobs getting all those carries, I think he'll bang his way through there eventually. Because you know how it is. The first one or two runs, usually you get stuffed or you just don't go very far because the defense is all fired up. But once our offensive line starts putting them paws on him and getting a good push, you know, then it'll be a different story. Maybe that's why he's so good at getting the interceptions, because he's bad at tackling. Ken, that's a good point. But I would say regardless that he doesn't have that excuse. We can't use that and say, oh, well, I understand now. Even if that's the truth, which I think you might be onto something. But I think he's reluctant, like my last viewer who said he's got that Dion business decision to make. And at this point in his career, I would say you're right. You know what I mean? Because when he first came in, Marshawn Lynch is his cousin. And so I've seen this kid play, you know, with other teams and he was banging him. You know what I mean? But now, you know, getting a little up there to be doing that for us. A little up there. Kevin Hano. What? It's the what? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. The belated birthday for me. I appreciate that, brother. It's all love. I remember when you drank pickle juice on your show. You should do that again. No. You also remember I raised $200 for charity. So if the audience will match, I'll do it again. I will ask for only $5 from as many members as I can get. Like you, if you contribute $5, if Cheeto contributes $5, Charles Washington contributes $5, I will let you know which show it is, though. I will put up a banner. All you have to do is go to R8R Bear family page and scroll on the page, and you will eventually see me talking about this. I will tell you what date and time we'll do it. And if I get that kind of response that Raider Nation wants to see me do that, then fine. For charity, I'll do it. I'm pretty hard to get past on charity. Whenever I see anything for charity, even if it's sort of like making a butt of myself. I don't want to say ass because Tommy's watching. Hi, Tommy. Don't forget, Antonio Pierce was a part of the team that beat Tom Brady. Charles Washington, we're not supposed to talk about that, remember? I couldn't believe Josh McDaniels pulls him aside and goes, don't ever talk about the Patriots that way again. Yeah, he probably will because you're out the door. Craig Gilmore moved to Prescott, Arizona, went to the man cave at 10 and damn games didn't start till 11. Craig Gilmore looking good, brother. I like that profile picture. I got to get my hours down too. No, Mr. R8R Bear. In order to be on at the usual time for us, you have to come on at 9 p.m. your time. Oh, okay. Well, Tommy, in the future, when I'm struggling with something, I'll reach out and ask you because I know I'll get the good answers. Appreciate you, little buddy. Okay, let's see me keep going here. Mike Brown, Bear, I'm moving to Vegas. What is the chance I can buy the Raiders from Mark Dummett? Well, Mike, if you had tried to buy them a couple years ago, like say 3 years ago, you would have paid like 1.5 billion. But if you try to buy it now, he could rightly ask you for 5 billion because he's got it up close to 4 billion right now. So he would probably want to, if you're gonna try to get him to cash out, you'd have to bring that ceiling pretty high. So I would say 5 billion. But even that though, I don't know that he would. Would you, take 5 billion from some person for them to buy the Raiders? Yeah, I would too. Hey, shut up. Look, don't talk about my loyalty. Look, right there. Raiders and Golden State Warriors, okay? But that's a lot of money. I would expect my kids' to never speak to me again if I had a shot at $5 or $6 billion and I turned it down because I want to be honorable to the Raiders. To the hell with that. Whoops. I read that one. No more pickles, Ken. Ramiro Cashflow Castro said, Bear said the magic words. See, Ken, now you've got them in it on it. Will it be a liqueur mix? You know what? That's actually a great question, Ramiro. I never thought of that. Maybe I could just blend it with a drink. Ooh, maybe I make a half and half whiskey sour. That would be dope. Just a little grenadine, a little vodka or gin, whatever. I'm not a bartender. Okay, give me a break. And then mix in the pickle juice. Give it a good like those sound effects with ice. And then, yeah, I think I could drink that. I really do. Scotty Lutz, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I love that sombrero. Speaking of the Golden State Warriors, how are you feeling about our dubs this season, Bear? And what do you think about us with CP3? I would say to you the same thing I said to NFL fans about AOC. I don't want them to see him coming. I think no one's going to see him coming. No one's got tape on AOS or AOC yet. No one's got any tape on AOC yet. So he can go through this season right now and have a genuine shot at potentially winning a Super Bowl. But if he can't, it just means he wasn't able to do it in his rookie campaign. Now, I think he can, and I think it will get real interesting here. Real interesting here in just a short time. Okay, hang on. Let me see this. Mr. Bear, the reason Tommy said that is because this is his homework time. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that, Tommy. I'll take care of you. I will. I'll come on at 9. That's no problem. Didn't you miss me? I know you missed my birthday. I'm sorry. I didn't know I missed your birthday. I might have been out of town for a few days. I disconnected, so to speak. All right, brethren, ladies and gentlemen, that is my show. I appreciate you all tuning in. Much love on the stars. And remember to look out for the Pickle Challenge. My good friend, Bob Standard, at least I thought he was my good friend. R8RBEAR! Woo! Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much, much love as I tap on my heart for y'all. Mike Brown, appreciate you tuning in, brother. Great questions. Charles Washington, great questions. I appreciate you. Come back soon, okay? I'm on tomorrow. Aww. Let's go. God bless you, Stephen Shaw. I really appreciate the love. Troy Gill, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I appreciate that, brother. Pickle for life. No, not pickle for life. Wow. Stephen Marchant. Have a good night, R8RBEAR. Appreciate you, Stephen. I will. Bear, what did you do for your birthday? I went out a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Mama Bear cooked my favorite thing. Chicken wrapped in bacon with a red sauce. It's got this cheese in the center. It's one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten. Michael Purify! No, we're not going to let up in the second half. We're doing good. Okay, no, I don't care if you like pickles, Tommy. Now stop it. They're bad for you. They'll make you grow lumps on your face. Oh, it's true. Big, big, hairy lumps. Stay away from the pickles. No. Don't listen to your uncle. No, don't listen to your mom. No. Leave those pickles alone. James Walker, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Princetta Ramiro Cashflow Castro, right here to the end with me. All right, that's it. That's my show. Much love. I'll see you tomorrow. R8RBEAR family page. Hey!